What if I told you there is something you could grow at home that is more nutritious than lettuce, that you can harvest in just 7 to 14 days, that gives you multiple harvests from a single planting, and that is virtually foolproof? No greenhouse required, no complicated hydroponics, no green thumb necessary, just a shallow container, some soil, water, and a windowsill. The answer to this seemingly impossible gardening dream is PEA shoots and microgreens, and by the end of this documentary, you will understand exactly why these tiny powerhouses are revolutionizing home food production. Let's start with something that might surprise you. That head of lettuce sitting in your refrigerator, the one you bought because you wanted to eat healthier, might not be giving you nearly as much nutrition as you think. Researchers at the University of Maryland partnered with the USDA to conduct groundbreaking studies on microgreens, and what they discovered challenged everything we thought we knew about vegetable nutrition. These scientists found that microgreens contain 4 to 40 times more nutrients than their mature vegetable counterparts. Read that again. 4 to 40 times more nutrients packed into plants that are just inches tall. The research gets even more specific and more compelling. When scientists compared hydroponic lettuce and cabbage microgreens to their fully grown versions, the results were staggering. The microgreens were 2.7 and 2.9 times more nutrient-rich across 10 different nutrients, including phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and iron. These are not obscure vitamins you have never heard of. These are the essential minerals your body needs every single day to function properly, concentrated into tiny leaves that fit in the palm of your hand. But wait, there is more to this nutritional story. Studies examining vitamin C and phenolic content found levels 42% and 79% higher in early growth stages compared to adult lettuce. Phenolic compounds are powerful antioxidants that help protect your cells from damage. And pea shoots specifically are nutritional superstars in their own right. 100 grams of pea shoots contain 79 milligrams of vitamin C, which is 8 times more than blueberries. 8 times more than those expensive little berries marketed as superfoods. Pea shoots also deliver 280 micrograms of vitamin K per 100 grams, which represents 233% of your recommended daily intake in a single serving. Now let's talk about time, because time is perhaps the most precious resource any of us have. Traditional gardening requires patience measured in months. You plant seeds, tend them for weeks, battle weather and pests, and finally harvest after what feels like forever. Microgreens. Flip this entire timeline on its head. From the moment you plant your seeds, you could be harvesting in as little as 5 to 6 days. Most microgreens reach their peak within 3 weeks at most. Seeds typically sprout within 3 to 7 days, and your first pea shoot harvest can happen just 2 weeks after sowing. Think about what this means for your kitchen and your diet. You could decide on a Saturday morning that you want fresh microgreens, plant them that afternoon, and be adding them to your meals before the following weekend. No planning months in advance. No hoping the weather cooperates. No watching half your plants get eaten by insects. Just reliable, predictable, almost instant gratification that also happens to be incredibly good for you. Here's where pea shoots reveal their true superpower, the characteristic that sets them apart from almost every other microgreen you could grow. Most microgreens are a one-and-done affair. You plant them, harvest them once, and start over with fresh seeds. But pea shoots break all the rules. These remarkable plants can be harvested multiple times from a single planting, typically 2 to 3 harvests before they are exhausted. You cut your shoots about 1 inch above the soil when they reach 3 to 7 inches tall, and then something magical happens. They grow back. Subsequent cuttings occur every 3 to 4 weeks, meaning one planting can keep producing fresh greens for months. The secret lies in the seeds themselves. Peas are large seeds that store enormous amounts of energy, far more than the tiny seeds of other microgreens. This stored energy acts like a battery, powering multiple regrowth cycles without any additional input from you. It is like having a garden that plants itself over and over again. If you are looking for variety, wheatgrass offers similar benefits, regrowing up to 3 times from a single sowing. But pea shoots remain the gold standard for repeat harvests. Let's address the elephant in the room. You might be thinking this sounds wonderful, but surely growing your own food requires expensive equipment, special lights, careful monitoring, and expertise you don't have. Here's the beautiful truth about pea shoots and microgreens: they require almost nothing. No fancy grow lights with complicated timers, no hydroponic systems with pumps and reservoirs, no climate-controlled growing chambers, no equipment beyond what you probably already have in your kitchen. These plants grow indoors any time of year, regardless of what's happening outside your window. It could be snowing, sweltering, or raining for weeks straight, and your microgreens won't care. They only need about 4 hours of daily sunlight, which most windowsills can provide, or a basic grow light if your home is particularly dark. The setup is almost embarrassingly simple: a shallow container, some potting mix, seeds, and water for misting. That's the complete equipment list. No instruction manual required. No weekend project to build elaborate growing structures. Just simple, accessible, foolproof food production. Now for perhaps the most compelling argument of all, especially in an era of rising grocery prices. Walk into any upscale grocery store or farmer's market and you will find small containers of microgreens selling for $4.99 or more. These are tiny portions, barely enough for a couple of salads, and they are priced like luxury items. Growing your own pea shoots at home costs pennies. Here is a secret the seed companies do not want you to know. You do not need to buy expensive packets of seeds labeled specifically for microgreens. Dried peas from the supermarket sold for soup work perfectly. A bag that costs a couple of dollars can produce dozens of harvests of fresh greens. The health benefits extend far beyond the impressive vitamin and mineral content we have already discussed. Pea shoots are a rich source of dietary fiber, which supports digestive health and helps maintain steady blood sugar levels. They contain vitamin C, E, and A, along with potassium in meaningful quantities. But the benefits do not stop with vitamins and minerals. Pea shoots contain flavonoid phytochemicals, including beta-carotenes, compounds that give plants their colors and that provide significant health benefits to people who consume them. Research suggests these phytochemicals may offer protection against several types of cancer, including prostate, breast, cervical, colon, and ovarian cancers. While no single food is a magic bullet against disease, incorporating nutrient-dense foods like pea shoots into your regular diet contributes to overall cellular health and disease prevention. These tiny greens are also dense with antioxidants that support your body's inflammation response system, helping combat the chronic low-level inflammation linked to numerous modern health problems. Getting started is so simple that you can begin today with items from your pantry and hardware store. First, soak your dried peas in water for 24 hours. This jumpstarts the germination process and ensures even sprouting. While they are soaking, prepare your container. Any shallow tray will work, from purpose-made growing trays to repurposed takeout containers with drainage holes poked in the bottom. Fill your container with 1 to 2 inches of potting mix. Standard potting soil from any garden center works fine, though you can also use specialized seed starting mix if you prefer. After soaking, drain your peas and spread them densely across the soil surface. Do not be shy about crowding them together, because microgreens grow close and compete for light, and that actually encourages them to grow taller and more tender. Cover the seeds lightly with a thin layer of soil, or simply press them gently into the surface. Now cover your container to keep it dark for 2 to 3 days. A layer of newspaper, an upside-down tray, or any light-blocking cover works. This darkness simulates being underground and encourages strong root development. When sprouts emerge, typically after 2 to 3 days, remove the cover and place your container in a bright location. A south-facing windowsill is ideal, but any spot receiving at least 4 hours of light will work. If natural light is limited, a simple shop light or inexpensive grow light positioned a few inches above the plants provides everything they need. Mist your shoots daily to keep the soil moist but not waterlogged. Overwatering is the most common mistake new growers make, so when in doubt, wait another day before misting again. Within 2 weeks, your pea shoots will reach harvest height of 3 to 7 inches tall. When they develop their first true leaves, the ones that look different from the initial round seed leaves, they are ready. Take clean scissors and cut the shoots about 1 inch above the soil level. This leaves enough stem for the plant to regenerate, starting the regeneration process that will give you your second and third harvests without replanting. Let's bring this all together and consider what we've learned. Pea shoots and microgreens are up to 40 times more nutritious than full-grown salad lettuce for certain nutrients. They are ready to harvest in days rather than the months required for traditional vegetables. They give you multiple harvests from a single planting, something almost no other crop can offer. They grow year-round on your windowsill regardless of outdoor conditions. They cost pennies to produce compared with dollars at the store. And they require no special equipment, no expertise, and minimal attention. This is not complicated. This is not expensive. This is not time-consuming. This is simply a better way to add fresh, living, nutrient-dense food to your daily diet. Every meal becomes an opportunity to boost your nutrition with greens you grew yourself, harvested moments before eating, at peak freshness and maximum nutritional value. No transportation from distant farms, no sitting in warehouses or on store shelves slowly losing vitamins. Just pure, fresh, homegrown goodness from your own kitchen. The journey to better health often starts with small changes that compound over time. Growing pea shoots and microgreens is exactly that kind of change. It is accessible to everyone, regardless of living situation, budget, or experience level. Apartment dwellers can grow them, students can grow them, busy professionals can grow them, parents can grow them with their children as a living science lesson. There are no barriers to entry and no excuses left to make. So here is your call to action. The next time you are at the grocery store, skip the overpriced bag of lettuce and grab a bag of dried peas instead. Go home, soak them overnight, and plant them tomorrow. In 2 weeks, you will have your first harvest of greens that are more nutritious, more flavorful, and more satisfying than anything you could have bought. And when you cut those first shoots, knowing they will grow back again and again, you will understand why this simple practice is transforming how people think about growing food at home. Better than lettuce, ready in days, regrows forever, zero maintenance required. The future of home food production is tiny, green, and waiting for you to get started. Once you have mastered PEA shoots, a whole world of microgreens opens up before you. Sunflower shoots offer a nutty crunch and impressive protein content. Radish microgreens add a peppery kick that elevates any dish. Broccoli microgreens contain sulforaphane, a compound studied for its remarkable health benefits. Each variety brings its own unique flavor profile and nutritional gifts to your table, but pea shoots remain the perfect starting point, the gateway crop that proves to anyone that growing your own food is not only possible, but genuinely enjoyable. Start with pea shoots, gain confidence, and then expand your indoor garden one tray at a time. Your body will thank you, your wallet will thank you, and you will wonder why you ever relied on the produce aisle for something you can so easily grow yourself.